What's up, Zoxaskun? We're back with some more Etheria Restart. Now, we're going to be getting into the Phantom Trickster Lily character overview. This character brings immense value to any person's account. Not only is she going to be one of the best characters in the game, but she's going to be a character that not only manipulates turns, she's also going to be able to manipulate cooldowns, as well as making her one of the best support DPSs in the game. Now, when we actually look at what she's able to do, getting into the skill 1, which is Hat Trick, Lily asks Mr. Rabi to strike swiftly. It deals 240% damage to a single enemy with a 50% chance to increase strike prep by 20% for herself and the ally with the lowest strike prep. Allies with Twin Trick will have a 100% chance to assist. So what exactly does Twin Trick do? So each time Lily takes action, gains 40% strike prep. Lily can only apply this effect to one target apart from herself, and this effect is removed by Lily's demise, which means you have to basically kill Lily in order for this ability to be removed. Now with that, of course, with the assist, after other allies actively attack, cast the basic ability to follow up on the main target. And this is obviously really insane because of the fact that, one, the first skill is going to also be able to manipulate strike prep. Now, when we get into the second ability here, which is Shadow Trick, Lily controls Rabi and P2 and applies Twin Trick to the target ally, and then applies a 2-turn speed up buff to all allies. If the target already has Twin Trick, instead applies 3 turns of crit damage up and immediately starts the next turn. So with that, you're getting a 30% speed increase. You're getting a 50% crit damage increase if you already have Twin Trick applied to an ally, and then you get a bonus turn. So this is already an insane ability in making her an absolute monster when it comes down to rotating comps. Now, when we're looking at the skill 3, which is Dream Trick, the show begins. Lily cooperates with Mr. Rabi and Mr. P2 and deals 260% damage to all enemies with a 65% chance to extend all skill cooldowns by 1 turn, and immediately resets all skill cooldowns for allies with Twin Trick. This cannot have its own cooldown reduced. So with this, okay, what this is basically enabling and what is allowing her to become is the ultimate skill cooldown character. Now, the thing is that you basically get to determine who this can be applied to. And like we mentioned before, the only way that Twin Trick can be removed is if an ally kills Lily or if an opponent kills Lily. So with that being the case, this is something that actually enables her to let characters get off multiple rounds of their own abilities, that it could be from more buffing to more DPS. And this ultimately also, in conjunction to her attribute, makes her one of the best pairing characters in the entire game. Now, as far as some module set suggestions, I would definitely say that speed is king for Lily. So Swift Rush is going to be great for her from early game all the way into end game, giving her a speed value increase of 35% on a 12 matrix bonus. Now, you also have ones like Strive, which gives a defense increase of 10%. And after being attacked, it increases strike prep by 10%. And then when you get much later into your progression, Swift Raid is definitely an option, which will give you a speed increase of 15% and an attack increase of 20%. Now, another alternative as well would be sets like the Bramble set, because this will allow you to be able to take advantage of the skill 1 more often, and this will give you a defense increase of 10%, and the Animus has a 25% chance to counterattack with a basic attack when hit. Now, also, when we're looking at substats and main stat values that you can aim for, I would definitely say attack percent, crit damage, and crit rate work extremely well for a character like Lily, because she also can be quite effective in dealing damage. When you're looking at substats, speed is definitely going to be very, very, very important for her. Crit rate, crit damage, and you could, of course, always throw on some HP defense just to kind of give her some more bulk, just in case if she takes a hit. But more than likely, you're never really going to be trying to build her with the intent of taking damage, unless you're in a more long-term oriented fight that you're prepping and planning for. But that would ultimately be my advice. Now, as far as skill prioritization, I would definitely say the skill 3 would be first, with the first node increasing the damage multiplier to 240%. The second one will increase the chance of extending skill cooldowns to 65%. The third node will further increase the damage multiplier to 260%. And the final one will enhance the effect of the skill cooldown reduction to resetting all skill cooldowns. And then, of course, going into the second skill being that as your next priority. The first node will increase the strike prep boost through Twin Trick to 30%. The second node will further increase the duration of the crit damage up to 3 turns. The third node will increase the strike prep boost through Twin Trick to 40%. And the very last one will further reduce the skill cooldown by 1 turn. And then lastly, you're going to have in this skill 1 where it basically will increase the damage multiplier to 240%. Then you'll have the increase of the chance of the strike prep being 50%. Then you'll also have in the third node increasing the effect of the strike prep boost to 20%. And then the very last one, it will increase the assistance chance to 100%. Now, as far as some suggestions for some shells, I would definitely say in Shadowrunner, you'll have first the Unbridled Science in early game Perveru, which will be ones like Star, for example, Black Flag, Gigabyte. Finally, one of my favorites to use on Lily, I would say would be Codex of Magic. Now, getting into our pros and cons, I definitely think it's safe to say that Lily has a ton of pros. Not only is she able to manipulate turns and really honestly under the Twin Trick effect, this effect is just so potent. It's giving you turn meter push. It's allowing you to basically be able to reset all the skill cooldowns of the allies under Twin Trick. And then she also can extend the skill cooldowns of the allies that she's hitting on an AoE stand front. And this is something that really gives her immense value. And then, of course, when you're looking at the other things that she's basically able to do, her being able to have a overlaying effect, whereas if a target already has the Twin Trick effect, it then will then give a crit damage buff is already huge in terms of dealing more damage. But then the fact that she also applies a speed up buff not only allows her to manipulate just how much turn meter you're able to get, but she can also increase how much rotation you can actually get on the turn meter from just your base speed, which is already crazy amounts of rotation. And then just the fact that she actually can then use her skill 1 to basically make it to where she's not only increasing the strike prep of her ally and herself, but then they're assisting each other. So that's something that actually ends up being really potent, even just in terms of being able to plan and properly execute additional effects. Say like you paired her up with like a Rahu, now you're getting a defense break, for example, on the skill 1. This is just, kind of just some gear tinkering there. But these are the types of things that you'll be able to actually do with Lily. And these are what I would argue makes her one of, if not one of the best units in the entire game. Now, when we're looking at cons, I'm gonna be honest, there's not really a lot of cons when it comes to this unit. Again, she is one of the strongest units in the entire game currently. And when I actually think about even what could be potentially a con, I would say, honestly, if it's a Lily versus a Lily, which can happen in situations like Classic Arena. And this is where you would be basically speed contesting against the other Lily and seeing who could go first. I would argue in RTA, you would have to consider, well, yeah, you could obviously just pre-ban her, but if she gets put in the slot of not being able to be banned, yeah, you might be in trouble. This would also be one of the characters that could be one of the faster characters in the game, especially if you built enough speed into her, and she should be fast. And so that's one of the things that I would definitely say is really just a matter of who gets to use Lily first. I mean, that's honestly just how speed contesting kind of goes. So I hope that was able to help you guys with gaining a better understanding of the Phantom Trickster Lily. Again, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on all of the Etheria Restart content coming in the near future, podcasts, more guides, and tons more. So that's going to be that with this one, guys. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.